Greetings, friends! It's Denise again with Denise's Dancing Paintbrush and another collage video. This one is also of the Good Shepherd. I started it about 3 weeks ago using this photo reference that I created by compiling about 4 or 5 other photographs together. And once I had all the background done, it's finally time to start on the shepherd and the lamb. So I put in a glow, a rim light around the edge of the face of both the shepherd and the lamb. And this is crunch time. The prayer event that this is going to be created for is happening on the 8th of November, and so I've got to get this done. Here it is, the last week of October, and I'm still working on the face and of the shepherd and the lamb, so I need to get this going. We've had a few cool days so that it's easier to stay up here in my little art office. And spend longer hours. You can see that I'm kind of going slowly, but I really want this to look good. The piece from the magazine that I took the beard from is actually a woman's hair. I thought, oh good, it's got hair texture. I'll use that. I thought it was perfect. This piece is so large that it doesn't actually fit on my art table. I have to stand to work on it, or I won't be able to reach the head. And I figured that the beard needed a little bit more of a highlight where the hair catches the light, so I added more in the way of texture. And I cut a few little stray hairs that would also catch the light to stick out from under the headpiece that my shepherd's wearing. As you may know from seeing some previous videos, I also like to put in words and pictures in my collages, and in this case I am putting in all of the words of the 23rd Psalm, "The Lord is my shepherd." And that's been kind of fun, finding all the right words and putting them in place, because you see the letters have to have the correct background so that it won't stand out glaringly. It'll almost be a puzzle. Where's Waldo? You have to search for them to find them. I think it adds a little bit of extra fun to the piece. So I'm going to work on his headpiece so that I can finally sit down. I can work on the lamb part sitting down finally. Now I realize I actually have 2 weeks to work on this, but I always spend the last 5 days to a week just standing back and looking at my piece so that I can see if there are any glaring errors that are invisible to me while I'm working on it close up, but show up when I stand back and really take it all in. You'd be surprised how often that actually happens, where I see something I never saw before while I was working on it close up. I can already see that that shoulder that's facing us is too light. It seemed plenty dark enough when I put the pieces on, but there should be more of a shadow across the side of that shoulder, and there isn't. It makes his shoulder look like it sticks out too far. It's catching the light much farther than it should. Now the little white lamb, I'm going to use some very pale blue and gray for the shadows across his face, but he's got to have a very pink, well, almost orange inside the ear. So I think I mentioned last week that I was unhappy with some of the grasses. Too yellow, too glaring up front. And so I'm adding some more shadows and some deeper greens into the grasses, as if I need to spend so much time on the grass, but it is right there and it does bug me. So, there are times when you just have to work on what's bugging you. So finally, time to work on this little lamb. And the inside of the ear. And I'm just starting to work on the shepherd's hand. I haven't gotten very far. I'm sure I can finish this week. It is just the two hands and the rest of his robe left to do, plus the lamb's foot is showing. And then I'll be able to stand back and really take it all in. And that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Thanks so much for watching all the way to the end. I appreciate it so much. And I'll see you next week. Bye, everyone. Have a great week.